Hello everybody, my name is Blythe and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been so long. Cat's looking at me now like I'm a weirdo. Sorry it's been so long. Things have been pretty crazy, but I think everything's starting to get back on track. And a lot of people will ask me, how many rods do I have? So that's what today's video is about. Now this won't be counting ice fishing rods, but we're going to start off with a solid 2. I've got a medium walleye rod and an ultralight for perch. So far we've got 2. A lot of these I don't even use, but let's start off with the first one sitting closest to me. It's a big rod that I got off of a friend of mine, say a year ago. It's an 8-foot medium heavy Shakespeare, just cheap piece of junk really, simply fishing, but it's heavy enough. Well, actually, I was about ready to finish this up for anything in the Bay Quinte, but actually I'd say it's a lot heavier than anything else in the Bay. It says medium heavy, so I don't know. Judging by its thickness, I'd say it's a little heavier than that. At most, I've used this for channel catfish and carp, but other than that, it's kind of pretty limited at its uses. But even that, as far as an application, is a bit still really light for a rod of that caliber. Next, we have a rod that I have to get rid of. It's my bass rod, but I think something's screwy with the eye guides because it keeps cutting my line. Just a Berkley Lightning Stick, 7-foot medium heavy bait caster. The reel I've got on a different rod I bought recently. Yeah, not much to say. I've used this for carp as well. Carp, bass, pike, but other than that, so there's 4. This next one is also a Berkley Lightning rod, which also happens to be, it's just a 7-foot medium spinning rod with a Shimano Sedona on it. Not a bad little reel, but relatively smooth. But you can hear the gears grinding in it. It does need some service, but this is probably, I'd have to say, one of my other walleye rods. I've got too many walleye rods. I've got maybe 4 of them. This particular one, I think I'd be using for a lot of jigs. It being the 2-piece rod, I could usually pack it up into a bag, small box of jigs, and head out along the river, so that'd be relatively the goal. The other one is something I've also used as a carp rod, but instead of the 7-footer, this would be my 8-foot 6-inch. This is a downrigger rod that I've just put my bass reel on, which I know this reel doesn't look like much, but this is the left-handed Abu Garcia Black Max. I'm not sure which model exactly. Okay, yeah, it just says Black Max on it. You know, typically something here in Ontario, at a Canadian Tire, that'd run you about $200. Greenbacks is an untapped source, let me tell you. I picked this sucker up for $20 at Greenbacks, brand new, so it's pretty good if you ask me. Next is probably the only rod I ever salmon fish with. This is my fly rod. This, does it say? I think it's heavier than my last one. Yeah. This is a 2-piece, what is it? It's a 6 to 7 weight fly rod. So it's heavier than the last one I had, which is a 5 weight. Still way too light for salmon. And an Okuma something. That is so worn out. All I know is it starts with an M. It's a bit of a longer name, but it starts with an M. And that's about all I could tell you off this, because I cannot see anything. Salmon, trout, I'd probably catch anything else on it as much as I'd like to. Ooh, leader's all knotted up. I haven't touched this thing since the salmon run, so I gotta cut all that old leader line off and just kind of get it ready for storage. But hold on, what do we got? So we start with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're at 7 rods so far. Nothing spectacular, but we've got next one of my favorite rods. That's of course snagged on one of my other ones. This is my lake trout rod. Here we have, what the hell is this? AccuDepth. By who? Okay, it does not say, oh, I'm dumb. the Daiwa AccuDepth, which is a 9-foot 6-inch heavy 2-piece rod with an old Penn Pier 309 on it, and I've just got some 12-pound metered lead core here. I've actually caught a surprising amount of fish on this rod, more than I thought I would, but I also run these big nasty fluorocarbon leaders, like 5-foot fluorocarbon leaders, so nothing sees it. So far, I've already forgot what number we are, so let's just run through which rods I've got, and then I guess we'll just do a total countdown. The next one is, again, one of my other favorites that gets used quite frequently. This is my ultralight. This is the Fenwick Eagle paired with the President Pflueger, and I think I've got 6-pound fluorocarbon on there right now as a main line. Now, a lot of guys will tell you not to use fluorocarbon as a main line, and to that I say, fatui, because screw you. I'm not going to go fishing up in the north, farther north of here, a couple hours up north, colder months, and have they'll tell me to use a braid backing and then a fluorocarbon leader. Well, I'm not going to let all that braid soak up water and then get completely covered in ice, alright? So far, the only thing I have to deal with is my guides getting covered in ice, and that's already a bit of a pain for me to deal with. So, next is another walleye rod. This one I put together myself. So this is the Pflueger Triumph paired with a St. Croix Triumph. It's not a bad setup. 10-pound fluorocarbon. It's a medium light rod coming in at 6'6". So it's a bit of a smaller one than the other walleye rods I have. All the other ones are 7-footers. This is just shy a couple inches. But I've got a fair amount of fish on this. It serves its job, but I'd say it's a little lighter than I'd like it to be, honestly. But it's a good rod. Honestly, the St. Croix rods, are well worth the money. Same with Shimano, Fenwick. Those are all worth the money, except Shakespeare. I've had terrible experience with that. That ugly stick. They're not exactly great as they used to be. But here we have another one-piece rod. I don't know if we've had a one-piece rod yet. No, we've not. This is the Shimano SLX with the, what do I call it, Nexav? Shimano Nexav. I don't remember what line's on this. It's probably 10-pound mono, but one-piece rod. It's honestly, I don't even think it's been used very much since I got it. Like I can still I still feel it trying to get through a lot of the newer grease that was put in there. So it's a little on the stiffer end of a reel, but it's a nice stiff 7-foot rod. Some of these will say I don't know what you use them for. Okay, no. Yeah, but one thing about this rod, actually I might as well say this now. So when I'm reading up on all the specs on the side here, it's a length of 7 foot, and there's a Power Pro rating. Those of you fishermen know Power Pro is a set of line. 8 to 30 pounds for Power Pro, but then it'll go to a line rating, so basically probably just talking monos and fluoros, 6 to 12. So I thought that was kind of cool. I've actually never seen that. It's an extra fast action, so it's nice for getting hooks buried into where you need them to go. It's a nice rod, actually. I wish it wasn't a one-piece, because it's very well put together, I'd say. Good, very nice walleye rod. Next, I have an Okuma EVX Carbon. Not much to say about this one. Another 7-foot one-piece rod. 7'1". Apparently that's, never seen one that's an extra inch, but and the reel, yeah, no, I've never seen one that's a 7'1", so I guess Okuma does that. And the reel on it, I have no idea. This looks like some cheap piece of Chinese garbage you'd get off Amazon. It doesn't even have a handle to it. It looks like it was utilizing a Berkeley handle at one point. Or it was interchangeable by the looks of the inside. Oh, I got a name. Nope, I'm not pronouncing that because I'm not getting this video taken down, because that's not a nice word. Next up, so that was my last walleye rod, and here is a rod that I spent way too much money on. The rod itself is the Daiwa, and because from what I'm reading here, Daiwa cannot spell Tarantula, but I'm gonna call it the Tarantula because that makes more friggin' sense. This is a 7'9" one-piece rod running an Abu Garcia Ambassador with a line counter on it. 50-pound Power Pro. This is, it says it's a swim bait rod, and I think this one, oh, here it is. It says on this one, if I could not whack it off everything, shaky head and tube jig rod. So a nice stiff rod once again. This one's also a nicer, stiffer rod, but the rod itself ran me about $250, and the reel I got it off my family for about $150. Now I'm going to tell you this right now: musky fishing does not have to be this expensive. I'm sure you could get away with, case in point, a Berkley Lightning rod. You probably don't need to spend the big bucks for rods like these. Unless you plan on throwing actual musky bait, you can catch any fish on anything. So now that we've got all of our rods, you probably can't see all of them, but let's get them tallied up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, I might have a problem. I need more line to, no, I need more lures to go with all these rods, so. Yeah, that is a problem. But yeah, no. I actually really never sat back to think about how many rods I've owned. And yeah, this is more so just a test video. I ended up coming across the camera, so I wanted to see if it would work, because my default camera that I use for videos decided it does not want to work. So I kind of shot it a couple times and might have set it on fire, because I might have gotten a little upset about it, but I'll figure it out. So, sorry for it being so long since anything's been uploaded, and yeah, I'll hopefully have more soon. Probably something far more entertaining than this. There's been a lot of changes so far in life. I've had some curveballs thrown at me that I still have to deal with. That's fun. Fun stuff all around. But otherwise, everything's been really good, so. Sorry I've been gone so long. Didn't mean for it to be a literal millennium since I've made any sort of content, but here it is now. I've got something, and it's better than nothing so far. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not even gonna make the promise, because I say it all the time and I always fail because work gets in the way. I will try to upload more. I've got a whole bunch of stuff lined up that I still need to get out. I've got videos that I have made, but they suck, and I need to remake them because they suck. So, plain and simple on that one, I'd say. So, once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Hopefully, soon enough. We're going to dive into some hunting soon enough, so this won't be just a fishing channel. This will become an all-around outdoors channel. So, tight lines, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe on the water.